Newcastle, you knew this was always going to happen. I warned you. I said his head would be turned. But with getting Ekitike, is there still room within the bank accounts for an Isak? Do Liverpool dare completely and totally scorch this freaking transfer window? So, Isak has informed Newcastle of his desire to explore a move this summer. He's asked to leave pretty much. Club aware of players' plans and will now decide how to move. Newcastle already restarted exploring a move for a top striker in the market, and I can already tell you right now that that striker is Benjamin Sesko. So they're actually already looking at getting your boy Sesko. And also, Isak did not go on to their preseason Asian tour. Understand Alexander Isak remains a target for Liverpool even after the signing of Ekitike, but depends on Newcastle. If Newcastle open doors to an exit and Liverpool sell Diaz, they can bid after their contact, which was made 10 days ago. Isak not in concrete talks with Al Hilal so far. So before I get there, where's your boy Isak? No. There we go. So this was what I said. No, before that. So Eddie Howe was asked, is Isak leaving? Is CC going? And he said that, hey, you never know what could happen. Nothing is set in concrete. Let's just see what happens. That was a red flag. You see, what I needed to hear was not for sale. He's indispensable. Everything is rumor. He's not going. The fact that he wasn't resolute in saying that Isak was not for sale, I knew that was the smoke. That was the smoke. And then came the fire. I think I said in my video, the fact that Liverpool showed interest, Isak could be like, oh, okay. And I think this is what I assumed, because Isak could have gone the other way. I knew he was going to go this way most likely, just like my sixth sense. But he could have been like, nah, I like Newcastle. I want to build with Newcastle and I want to win something with Newcastle. But what I assumed is what many people assumed. He knows he's one of the best strikers in the world. He knows he's one of the most in-demand strikers in the world. He knows you have to strike when the iron is hot. The moment he knew interest from Liverpool, this is my big move. Strike when the iron is hot. And you could go one of two ways if you knew Newcastle. Because if you knew Newcastle, you could be like, no, he's not for sale. He's too important. We are serious. We're in the Champions League right now. And being in the Champions League, we have to show that we are those dudes and we will not be pushed around by anybody. No. So again, I sound like a broken record, but something I've said before. If I'm a manager, it doesn't matter how good you are. You could be a star player. You could be a Neymar, a Messi, a Cristiano, Maradona, R9. If you don't want to be at this club, I don't want you at this club. I don't want you in my dressing room. I don't want you in my squad. I only want people in that dressing room who are 110% psychologically, mentally with this club. If you're with this club 99%, that 1% doesn't sit well with me. It's 99%. That 1% doesn't sit well with me. The fact that Isak has expressed his desire to leave, if I'm Eddie Howe, I'm going to the owners, I'm like, get a good price for him. Let's just try and get a good price. But he can be part of my team. You have to want to be here, and you have to want to be part of the group. If you don't want to be part of the group, let's get the best we have for him, and let's go out and get someone who wants to be here, which could be Sesko. So let's now do a little bit of math here. So if you're Isak, should you have done this earlier? So when you heard that Liverpool were even snooping around, should you have been like, I want to leave? Because if he heard about the interest of them in Ekitike, Isak now says, I want to leave. you could not have had a situation where Liverpool pull out of the Ekitike deal, see whether Newcastle can sort that out. He gets his move to Liverpool. But my thing for Isak is that have you left it too late? And is there still money left to now fund your move? Now, this is when I told you there are a lot of moving pieces here. There are a lot of moving pieces here. So, Luis Diaz wants to leave. He wants to leave. And I'm hearing it's a price of about 70. So Luis Diaz wants to now leave. And that's what we're hearing from Bayern Munich. So the idea was you sell Luis Diaz, use that money, and you now get in a Rodrigo. However, so let's pause on this. Let's just pause on this. However, let's get creative. Liverpool still have a bit of cheddar. I believe they have a bit of cheddar because I was reading something on Reddit which says that Liverpool have had the highest revenue from last season, and I think they hosted some events, some concerts. So the revenue that they've generated has been pretty damn good, and they've always been guys who've been very good with their finances. So Liverpool could be like, hang on, let's get creative here. So what if sell Luis Diaz, keep that 70 mil plus the money that we now have? And I'm hearing, if he wants to leave, I'm hearing like he won 20, 130, something in that region, just for example. You go for Isak. Ekitike can play on the wing. Ekitike can play on the wing. So now you have two players. Ekitike can either play down the middle on the wing. Ekitike can either play down the middle or down the wing. But you now have a primary striker and a high in-demand striker in Isak as your primary striker, and then Cody Gakpo or Ekitike in a battle for like the left flank. That is something I think Liverpool would do. And if I was advising Liverpool and you sell Luis Diaz, do you use the money and get a Rodrigo? Or do you use the money and get Isak? I say use the money and get Isak. Because Cody Gakpo and Ekitike can do a job on the left. Isak is too good a talent to say no to. Because Ekitike, he's still developing. Isak is right here. He's arrived. He's not growing into anything. He has arrived as a top-tier striker. He's arrived as a top-tier striker. So, saying that, that's what I think Liverpool might do. Will this get done? Before Isak did this move, I was like, no, it's not going to get done. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. The fact that he's rejected that contract offer and he's requested a transfer, things are going to get really interesting. And let's take a plane and just go off the British Isles. Let's now fly over Calais, over Provence. Oh, is that the Eiffel Tower there? Oh shit, is that Les Tours Eiffel? Let's go to Eiffel Tower lines. Oh, is that a little stadium there? Is that the Parc des Princes? The Parc des Princes? Now, PSG don't play with a striker. They don't actually normally play with a striker. But if I'm Luis Enrique, and this guy's available for 120, 130, and he wants to now leave, Gonzalo Ramos ain't it, bro. You might look into getting Isak. What I'm saying right now is that there are several teams out there who have now been alerted as to. I wouldn't mind having Isak in my team. Now I'm happy with the João Pedro. I'm happy with the João Pedro. I'm happy with the João Pedro, but it does seem as if he may leave. It does seem as if he may leave. And if you're Newcastle, it's a body blow. It's a body blow. You qualify for the Champions League. You win the Karabuki. You're ready to now show that you're those dudes. And this is just something you don't need. Look, people may say, don't sell. For any price, don't don't sell. You have to understand how things work in football. It's only when you understand football, when a player says, I want to leave, as a manager, no, I don't want you in my team. I don't want you in my team. I don't want a guy who mentally is not fully focused on what we're trying to do here. No. I'm sorry. As a manager, I don't want a player in my squad who has requested to leave. I don't want that. I don't want to force you to now stay. I don't want to now try to now beg you and convince you why you should stay here. No. You should want to be here without me convincing you. It gets real. Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.